is taxed and who gets the tax benefits. Less than a month ago, our Republican colleagues put on the floor of this House their blueprint for the American economy, their blueprint for how we are going to use government or reduce government, their blueprint on how we are going to raise the tax revenue necessary for the operations of the government. Very, very interesting, because essentially what they have done is to take money away from education and give money to the wealthiest of Americans. Those who earn more than $1 million a year would, under the Republican blueprint on taxes, pay less and less. Actually, they would see a tax reduction. Remember, those whose adjusted gross income is over $1 million a year would pay less taxes. They would get a tax break of $394,000 a year, minimum. Now, if you're a billionaire, the tax cut would be in the millions and millions of dollars. Is that fair? I think not. We just heard fair tax on the floor. I must tell you that the Republican proposal in their blueprint, voted out of the House of Representatives, now the blueprint for the Republican action on this year's and future budgets and appropriations, would reduce the taxes for millionaires by $394,000. For billionaires, millions and millions of additional reductions in their taxes. That is not fair. What we on the Democratic side have proposed is to make certain that the elements that lead to a growing economy and a just society are in place. Let's talk specifically about education. In the previous Congress, the Democrats took up education and said this is a fundamental element in economic growth and social justice. The opportunity to get to the middle class is largely dependent upon the education that a person is able to receive in the K through 12 system and in higher education. Specific steps were taken for those in low-income communities whose schools are unacceptable. Specific money was put to those schools through the Title I programs so that they could raise up the standards of education and provide those who do not have the family support, those that do not have the economic support, to be able to get a decent education in K through 12. Much, much more needs to be done. But that was put in place by the Democrats in the last Congress. Take a look at the blueprint that passed